you don't. No, you don't. Stop with the shenanigans.
As someone who studies conspiracy theories and extremism, this is an amazing thing for us to talk about. But first, that video was done by a comic book shop. They're tagged in this description. Go show them some love. Comic books are an amazing thing. Give them a like, give them a follow, share their stuff, comment, boost them up, support small business. But back on subject. If you play Dungeons & Dragons or any type of fantasy role-playing, at some point you have heard the story that somebody has killed themselves because their character died. You have met somebody whose mother's best friend's sister's uncle knows somebody who committed suicide because they played Dungeons & Dragons and their character died. Or at least that's what they claim. But why is this such a prevalent conspiracy theory, especially about Dungeons & Dragons? A lot of different things have linked together to create this conspiracy theory and urban legend of someone killing themselves over a D&D character, but it can be traced to two main elements. The first element is the Satanic Panic. The second element is this guy. The Satanic Panic was a mass hysteria and conspiracy theory event in the 1980s and 1990s, in which 12,000 unsubstantiated cases of satanic ritual abuse had been reported. And this struck everything. Everywhere was talking about the dangers of our children falling prey to Satanists and ritual abuse. Marvel Comics, DC, Disney, fantasy books, and especially Dungeons & Dragons were leading our children to the dark paths. This started getting worse when people reported that they were uncovering lost memories or locked memories of them being involved in satanic rituals in which they were abused. And of course, it wouldn't be America without the police taking something that has no actual evidence behind it and putting people behind bars, because people such as daycare workers started getting arrested being accused of performing satanic pedophile abuse. If all of this sounds familiar based on something you've heard recently, such as in the last 7 years, QAnon is a repackaging of other conspiracy theories, but also the Satanic Panic. But what good would a mass hysteria and conspiracy theory event be if fundamentalist Christians didn't try to capitalize off of it? That brings us to this man, Jack T. Chick, a World War II veteran and Christian cartoonist. If you ever received a Christian tract for Halloween when you're trick-or-treating, you can thank this guy. Jack Chick is the godfather of the modern-day Christian tract, the one we see in little comic book form. Here's his official website and publication. Jack Chick was big into conspiracy theories and was highly anti-Semitic. He believed that Freemasons, Muslims, Jews, Catholics, and the New World Order were going to destroy everything. He started making comic books that went after everything, such as this gem, Are Roman Catholics Christian? Jack has since died, but before he did, he managed to publish this gem that his company still produces called Dark Dungeons, in which friends Marcy and Debbie are playing D&D and Marcy's character dies. Debbie later finds her after killing herself, and then Debbie turns her life over to Jesus. If you were a kid playing Dungeons & Dragons in the 80s or the 90s, this track was prevalent. My first grade teacher personally gave one to my parents, because me and my friend would talk about Dungeons & Dragons at lunch. But the Satanic Panic and the combination with Jack Chick's claim that Dungeons & Dragons was going to get your kids casting real spells and possibly kill themselves if their character died is what started this urban legend. And just like most urban legends and conspiracy theories, it just will not die. So just like the prompt video, if somebody tells you this, your response is, no you don't. No you don't.